Hello, Geminis, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your January 2020 reading. I know it's been a while, so thank you for sticking with me. This is for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Gemini Venus. If it doesn't resonate, guys, the messages aren't for you, and be sure to check out your other placements. I find that my Rising and my Moon sometimes resonate a lot better, or if you have a stellium in a particular planet, sometimes that one will resonate the best. All right, so Geminis, if you haven't, do check out the 2020 reads that are up. The rest will be up soon. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to book a private reading, all that information is always right below this video in the description box. All right, so we're using the Tarot Muka here, which is my new deck given to me by my lovely Capricorn friend, Riley. It's a really awesome deck. I love it. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the astrology as I shuffle here because there's a lot going on this month. And we're going to actually pull cards for a little bit before, what's already happened this month. Just because so much has already happened by this point. I'm almost around mid-month here that I'm doing the reading. So kind of use this as like a mid-month, I guess, and a review of what's already happened. The sun is obviously still in Capricorn, and it will be until the 20th, 21st when it moves into Aquarius. We've got a lot of stuff going on in Capricorn, actually. We have, gosh, what is it? I wrote it down over here. The sun, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, all in Capricorn this January. And that's going to be a lot of, if you're going by houses, for a lot of you, that might be kind of 8th house energy, which is going to be very deep. A lot of really deep wisdom and breakthroughs that are coming through here. It's really going to... You're just going to really have to summon some courage here because it asks you to really be vulnerable and to let go of control, which sometimes I find, Geminis, you guys have a really hard time with. And that's okay. With all this, especially with Pluto being Capricorn, where it has been the path since, I think, 2008. It's been a long, deep period of growth for you, and you might even find that it has changed a lot of your relationships, caused you to settle down and really transform how you go about relationships and keeping them and going about them really in general over the past, God, how long is that now? Almost 12 years? Weird to think that. 2008 doesn't feel that far away to me, and yet here we are in 2020. Let's see what else is going on here. So, 4th of December, we had Mars moving into Sagittarius. Quite a bit of boost of energy and adventurism there. On the 10th of December, we had that lunar eclipse, which is what actually just happened yesterday, because I'm doing this on the 11th. We also had Uranus moving, going direct in Taurus, which is going to see a lot of really big, sudden transformational changes, really knocking things out. Again, check out where your placements are specifically for you in those areas and see how that affects you. Uranus and Taurus ain't nothing to sniff at. And now that it's moving back direct, we're going to find areas that have really been paused and felt stagnant, suddenly rapidly changing, transforming. A lot of tower moments I'm noticing, not just in my life, because I'm very Taurus ruled, but in a lot of other people's. You don't have to be ruled by Taurus at all to be feeling the changes. We also, again, have, like I was saying, we had that lunar eclipse in the full moon in Cancer. A lot of that Cancerian nurturing energy. And again, lunar eclipses or any type of eclipse lasts for the next 6 months energy-wise in terms of how it transforms, etc. So see how that hit for you guys. I believe that's, your second house there. Home, finances, work. Some things might have really transformed, suddenly changed. Things might need to be let go of in order for better things to be pursued at this time. Don't be afraid of things suddenly really transform and you feel it might be in a negative way. It could actually end up being very positive, and it most likely is. But anyways, so that was pretty big energy there. And again, it has that Cancerian kind of aspect of wanting to nurture something and have it nurture you back. So for you, in terms of second house energy, is where that's going to hit. Again, depending on, you have to go check out, where your houses lie. But that's just, I'm saying it based on Gemini Sun. 12th of December, we have Saturn-Pluto conjunction. This is what I'm saying, guys. Like, we just went through all this. We're about to go through the Saturn-Pluto conjunction tomorrow because I'm doing this on the 11th. Probably when I'm releasing this, it'll be happening for you guys. So 12th of December, we have the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, and Oh, that's going to be an intense one. It happens every 33 to 38 years. It is, I'm sure you've heard everybody talk about it. It's huge. It's extremely rare. And it has this really global Saturn return feeling where this karmic nature is applying to the whole world, not just us individually. So expect huge transformations and changes on a global level in terms of, kind of karmic, karma coming back to us here. So it's, again, it's in a completion of an almost 4-decade long, like, planetary cycle here. So it's bringing a lot of these undertones of judgment. Because again, Saturn is this lord of karma energy, very structural. It's a skeleton which things are built around, and Pluto is this Hades, enactor of karma energy, and it's bringing about this, implosion and transformative energy here. So Saturn is, this celestial clock, and Pluto is really, is this force that's really coming to power as time, as the clock strikes 12 here, as it comes time. So we're going to see a lot of really big changes, a lot of karmic retribution, I think, on a global level. Pay attention for that in global politics. All right, Geminis, let's see, though. Let's start pulling cards for you. And just real quick, December 13th, 14th, we got Venus moving into Pisces. We have Mercury moving into, what do I have here? Aquarius on the 16th, 17th of December, 20th, 21st. Like I said, Sun moves into Aquarius. The 24th, we have this new moon in Aquarius. Don't worry, it's not an eclipse. But it's going to be really good, I think, in terms of a nice place to start setting goals, planting seeds, beginning new cycles after, these eclipses have just cleared everything out in really big ways. Let me know in the comments below how this, the December 26th to the January 10th, 11th eclipse is on. Ooh, hold on one second. Changed you. Why are these cards doing this, guys? Oh my gosh, they're getting like stuck down there. All right, so let's start pulling them because they're getting jumpy. Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the rest of January 2020. Let's look actually first at where we have been, though. Cool. All right. One at a time. Ooh, hello, hello. Okay. Wow. All right, we're not messing around here, Gemini. This is a pretty intense month for you, I think, especially on some deeper levels. Nice. We will take that. That's interesting, though, with it. Let's pull one more. We'll take that. All right, nice. Not bad, guys. So your overall energy for January 2020 is Knight of Pentacles. He usually has something very serious that he's bringing to the table here, that he wants to start up, that he wants to do. For me, again, this has to be very work-focused, as Pentacles kind of tend to be more career material. What's our money, our abundance, our stability. And we're very focused on long-term goals there. Or again, maybe even on where our heart lies within our work is kind of a question here. I feel like some of you are realizing maybe you have some certain goals that you want to step into, some things that you want to start doing now, or some things that you're realizing you like to do now in terms of work that you want to continue doing into the future. We have some personal goals here in terms of career, obviously, that we're really focused on. Knight of Pentacles, again, is very stable. I mean, I know he's not the most exciting and most wonderful, like, woo-woo, here he comes, like, kind of knight here, but he has something real to bring to the table. He has real offers, something real and dependable. he really comes through here. Like, he's not gonna just, not show up. It's like not one of those flaky friends or a flaky opportunity, because you've thought about it, you've put in the efforts, you've done the research, you have real material, things invested in this here. Again, it's very responsible. It's very responsible, hardworking, long-term energy. And with all these placements in Capricorn, are we really surprised? No. Let's see. So where we've been this month here, 9 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. Let's talk about these people here. 9 of Wands is upright. When the 9 of Wands is upright, we've kind of been through probably a lot here. Here, I'll hold it so that it looks more to what, how you're seeing, because it's 9 of Wands and the 4 of Cups reversed. So 9 of Wands with the 4 of Cups reversed to me indicates, yeah, we've had to maybe learn to be vulnerable. Learn to open ourselves up here. Learn to talk about what makes us unhappy. Talk about the things that are dissatisfying. Say the real truth, even if it doesn't hurt. Sorry, even if it hurts people, even if it doesn't feel nice to say yourself or even realize. Oof, these ones are feeling deep. Again, you have, especially, with all this like intense energy in Capricorn here, it has you looking deep. It has you really looking at, where your values lie, what you need to change, what you need to let go of, how you've transformed. And it's really, it's going to be a lot this month, I think, for you guys, especially considering where Capricorn lies for you, or most of you. It's just very, you're ready to meet opposition here. You're ready for anything that comes up against it, because you've been here before. You've put up a battle. It's been a long, winding, strange time, I feel like. And I'm feeling like this has a lot to do with Capricorn and Pluto since 2008. So it could be kind of a look back here, where we're really thinking about all these things that have changed, especially relationships, especially in terms of how we've allowed others in, how we need to continue to be more vulnerable, and where our boundaries really lie within not just relationships, but in terms of communicating how we really feel and what we really need out of a situation. I think that we've realized that if we're dissatisfied, we're no longer going to sit around and just sit in that. We're going to communicate about it. We're going to try our best to overcome any type of opposition that we feel, even if it's within ourselves. I don't want to open myself up, because what happens when I do that? Or I don't want to do this and say this, because what is their reaction going to be? You've kind of stopped letting that get in the way. Or if you have in the past, you're no longer there anymore. It feels like you're now ready to move forward. And I say that because the cards the rest of the month here are 8 of Cups, and then the World here. I mean, amazing. This is literally moving on, moving forward. 8 of Cups is leaving behind something that may have been satisfying once, may have, helped you at some point, but at this point it is no longer behooves you to stay. No longer behooves you to put energy, emotion, time into that. So you're ready to leave behind what you know is no longer working for you, especially emotionally and internally. But also, for some of you, this could be moving. You might be having some new opportunities or new love situations kind of crop up, and you might literally be moving. And I say that because after both of these cards is the 2 of Cups. A fair exchange, a fair offer here. Could be love, but anything that is really something that we love. It could be a job, it could be a career, it could be, wow, I think if I really want to do this now instead. And you might have to leave a career, or say goodbye to something that you once loved, say goodbye to where we were at, which it kind of feels like you were holding up the fort, but internally you were just falling apart standing there, right? We're ready to move on. Ready to open ourselves up to the world, a brand new chapter, completion of a cycle, and the beginning of one that is prosperous, and that is what we have been waiting for. It's like the attainment of the wealth, of the happiness, of whatever it is, these goals that we've been, working towards here. The 8 of Cups moving on to that. We're literally walking right towards it, walking towards our destiny, walking towards this new wonderful chapter that offers us just as much love as we are giving to it. So make sure, again, that whatever you're doing, you love, and whoever you're with, you love, and choose from the heart. Even if it doesn't feel practical, it is practical at this time. Nothing makes sense in this crazy, eclipsean, weird time that we've just immediately stepped into in 2020. Nothing is going to be nothing makes practical sense right now, and you can't expect it to, especially now that Uranus has now moved direct in Taurus. So follow based on intuition, follow based on emotion, because that will not lead you in the wrong direction right now. Things that have not been in alignment here. Again, when you get the Temperance card reversed, it just feels like you've had some scattered forces, conflicting interests, and those types of things still might be cropping up, but we have the chance to work through them, especially within partnerships. If we are changing and, how we're communicating, how we're going about things is changing, and maybe we're not in the alignment that we used to be, we're not on the same, we're not speaking the same language, if you know what I mean. If that's an issue within partnerships especially, you're going to find some ways to move on out of this. I do think so. I'm going to pull just one clarifier there for that Temperance reverse, because after that there's a very positive card. So just make sure what we're not letting any conflicting interests, confused direction, over or under indulgences, or just inability to communicate on what feels like a normal level here, inability to bring things into a sense of harmonious balance within you. Know that you can get out of this. You will. You're going to see progression there. 3 of Wands, Lord of established strength. You have the strength to get through this. You've been through it. Again, remember, we started out the month with that 9 of Wands. And here we end it with the 6 of Wands. We're moving forward in a really positive direction. Victory, happiness. We double it. You're going to see progression towards the successes that you want, towards seeing the happiness that you want, towards seeing things go in the direction that you want them to go in. So this is success. It's happiness. It feels like success at work, especially if you guys those that are taking chances in terms of that or moving. It is successful, and 6 upright for me are always the indication that you're on the right path forward. If that wasn't already indicated by the world in the middle of your reading there, you have a very positive month ahead. And I have to say, in terms of advice, you know what? We don't need a card for advice because it's right here. Take it slow. Think about the decisions that you're making, but also don't take it so slow that you get caught up on the boundaries and aren't willing to be vulnerable enough to take chances, aren't willing to explore really what you fear is so difficult to move past. All right. All right, let's pull some oracles. Grab these guys. Okay. Use the Journey to the Goddess Realm for you. This is for my new oracle deck here. See what they have to say for Gemini for January 2020. Okay, we're going to take that Queen of Sheba, Negotiation. This is one of my favorite cards. Okay, 25. Oh, went opened right to it. Wow, okay. Queen of Sheba. I love her. Okay. The Queen of Sheba, also known as Makeda, traveled from Ethiopia to Israel with a train of camels bearing precious spices and gold to seek wisdom in trade from King Solomon. Enthralled by her skill and beauty, he devised a way to conquer her affection. She gave birth to a son after returning to reign her great homeland. Queen of Sheba is here to advise you to be prudent and wise with your dealings and negotiations in the world. Always be fair and artfully enterprising so everybody wins. Travel could be on the horizon for you. And with the World and 8 of Cups, again, I feel like you might be having some really great opportunities to travel, opportunities abroad. And if you're worried about things coming into alignment with that and having success there, you absolutely will be fine. Do not worry. And if you want to start, I want to work across the world, I want to move somewhere, I want to do this, I want to travel, put in the efforts. It's going to pay off. All right. I don't know. I don't think there's really anything else I really want to pull for you guys. Let me pull a love card, actually. Because I feel there's a little bit of a tinge of a love story in here, and it's not bad. It's very positive. So let's see. Gemini. The love angels want to tell you. Yeah, for those of you that need to go on like a vacation in your love life, and if like you've been considering that, you need to go on like even like a weekend vacation, whatever, take a vacation together. Retreat. It is time for you to disconnect the world. For some of you, you might need to step away from negative relationships to enter positive ones, or you might really need to take a step back and look at the inconsistencies or imbalances within a relationship in order for you to come back and maybe either come together or separate completely, depending on your situation, obviously. And if you need more clarity on that, again, I do private readings. Next month, hopefully I'll definitely be doing some love readings, so don't worry. It is safe for you to love, though, comes up after that. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And again, that 9 of Wands and 4 of Cups reversed to me is almost like a heart opening. You need to let down your guard here, in your heart especially, and communicate what you're not happy about and what you need to communicate about, where you feel emotion, or even if it's just positive emotion. It's just time to be more vulnerable in your feelings and be more open with them. It's safe. All right, beautiful messages, Gemini. I wish you nothing but the best moving forward. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that little wiggly bell. It'll notify you whenever I go live or I post up a video. I've been noticing that YouTube has been unsubscribing me and, stopping my little notifications. So just make sure if you are, or you have, been a subscriber, have been notified before, that it's still like that. YouTube is a messy system sometimes. But thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you want to book a private reading, all that info is below. I'll see you in the other monthlies, in the yearlies, and in the dailies, okay? Namaste.